Hello friends, in today's session we are going to talk about while loop, which is again one of the type of the looping statement. In the previous lectures we were discussing about control structures in Python, and in that we were discussing about its different types. Sequential we have done, conditional we have done, and we were talking about looping, and even in looping we have done the for loop. Today we will discuss about while loop in Python. So the topics which we are going to discuss today are: first, again a brief concept of looping, then we will discuss while loop, we will discuss the syntax of while loop, then we will focus on the flowchart explaining the working of the for loop, elements of the while loop, and then for what type of iteration is while loop used in Python. Then we will discuss infinite while loop concepts, then we will discuss why for loop is better than while loop, and then we will do the practical parts. So let's get started. First, I am again giving you a little bit concept of looping. So what is looping? Looping is just a statement is executed over and over again. This is the meaning of a loop. That means in computer programming, a loop is a sequence of instructions. Sequence of instructions means series of steps or series of statements that you want to repeat. And their steps are repeated continuously until a certain condition is reached. In this, I have given an example. Suppose I want to print hello 10 times. So instead of typing this statement print hello 10 times, I'll put it in loop, and loop will continuously execute it till the condition becomes 10. So from the looping statements types we have discussed for. So this is the while loop which we are going to discuss in detail. So what is while loop? While loop is used for executing a block of statements repeatedly until a condition is satisfied. So that means while loop is used as long as the condition is true, the statement is executed, and when the condition becomes false, the iteration of the loop gets stopped. Was when we want to display numbers from 1 to 10, 1 to 100 or 1 to 10, we have to set first initial value of variable to 1 and display it how many times? 100 times. And we have to increase its value by 1 on each iteration. That means in one iteration its value will be, suppose it's starting from 1, then its value will be 1. In the second iteration its value will be 2, because we have to continuously increase its value. So we can say while loop in Python iterates means repeats till the condition becomes false, or you can say that it executes the statements under itself while the condition it takes is true. That means till the condition is true, it will execute the statements, and when the condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. So the Python for allows a part of the code to be executed until the given condition is false. That means if condition is false, then it will come out of the loop. Pre-tested loop, and even it can be viewed as continuously or repeating if statement, because every time it is checking the condition. If that means while I less than equals to 2, in next iteration I will be suppose 3, it will check this thing. Likewise it's again and again checking the condition. So we can say it that it can be viewed as a repeating if statement. And now it's very important question is, when is while loop used? Okay, it's used when we don't know the number of iterations. Then the while loop is most effective to use. So let's talk about the syntax of while loop. It's loop initialization, then while test expression, colon, statements, loop control. So let's discuss each keyword, each word in this detail. First is loop initialization, and then comes the word while, which is known as keyword, which has a predefined meaning to the interpreter. You can use it, you have to use this before writing the test expression. Next is the test expression, which is also known as condition to be checked. That means suppose I have to check like I is less than equals to 5, then this statement, this condition has to be typed in test expression. Then next is colon, or you can say begins body of the loop, and the next body of the loop is started in the next line. Then I have given intentions. Intentions, what is intention? Intention is spaces that I have given before writing the statements, and that is very important in looping. If from indentation it identifies that this is the block of while loop. So in this you can put either one statement or number of statements you want to repeat, that you have to put in the statements. This is known as the body of the while loop. Then you have next statement, you have loop count, which is also known as step value, means the movement, the way you want to move. And the most important thing that you have to keep in your mind is that loop initialization variable and the loop count variable should be same variables. The name of the both variables should be same, because one is the start of your loop and another is the end of your loop. So variables used in initialization, in text expression and in loop count should be same. Now let's discuss the flowchart. How it will work? First start, then you have to give the initial value of the while loop, then it will come to the condition, it will check the condition. If condition is true, it will come inside the loop code, where you have to maybe given repetition work to do, or whatever statements you have given, it will do that work, and after doing that work, it will come out and it will update the counter. That means if I is first 1, then it will increment it. Then again it will check the condition, it will move into the loop till the condition is true, and when condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. Let's discuss this with the help of one program. Suppose I have to print numbers from 1 to 10. What I have to do? Initial value, that means I want to print my numbers from 1 to 10. That means my start is 1, my end is 10. What is this initialization means? I am keeping I is equals to 1. That means initialization means starting value is 1. Condition is what? That I have to iterate my loop till I is less than equals to 10. That means condition becomes here is I less than equals to 10. And counter is incremented by 1, because I have to print numbers from 1 to 10, means first 1, then second. How second will be printed? If first I is 1, then next is 1 plus 1, that means I will become 2, and like this it will go on increasing. And in this case, loop code inside loop, what I have to print I. That means I have to do the repetition of this task. So I have to keep this print I statement inside this statement. So till it will it will iterate the loop till the conditions become true, and after the condition is false, it will come out of the loop. Now we will discuss elements of a while loop. There are 4 elements in a while loop. First is initialization expression, second is your test expression, third is your body of the loop, and fourth is your update expressions. Now let's discuss each point in detail. First is initialization expressions. Initialization means initial value. Initialization is the loop control variable, and it is given outside the while loop before the beginning of the loop. So whenever you are going to start your while loop, first you have to give the initial value. That means you have to give your initial value at the beginning of your for loop. Control variable is a variable that controls the condition of the loop. It is defined before the loop. This variable is used in the condition, and this is the variable which is increased or decreased in every iteration, so that the condition of loop termination can be matched. Suppose I have given example, if I have to print numbers from 1 to 10, then that means initial value is what? I is equals to 1, or you can say this is the start value of the loop. Initialization expression, in short or in simple terms, you can say the starting value of the loop is initialization expression. Next is the test expression. Test expression is the condition which you have to check. If its truth value is true, then the loop body get executed, and when the condition becomes false, it will not work, or it will come out of the loop. That means in this case, what it is checking, what is the condition? That is I less than equal to 10. That means truth expression means condition to be checked. Condition is used to start and end a loop. Normally, as long as condition is true, then the loop continues to execute, and when that condition becomes false, the loop terminates, or you can say the loop will come out of the body. If condition is not used to iterate the loop, if you won't put this condition, then what will happen? Then the loop can run for infinite time. In this case, your application can consume the entire memory of the computer. So it's very necessary to give the condition. Condition is used to avoid such situations. So in this case, the condition is I less than equals to 10. then is the body of the loop. That means body of the loop means the part where you have to kept your repetition work. It is the set of statements that are executed repeatedly in a loop. In this case, suppose I have to print I. That means print I is the statement which has to be repeated. That means repetition work is kept here. Next is update expression. It has to update the count. So it updates the value of loop control variable and it is given inside the while loop. Initialization is given before the while loop and update expression is given inside the while loop. This thing you have to keep in your mind. So in this case, update expression is what? I is equals to I plus 1 in case I am displaying numbers from 1 to 10, or you can simply say step value or increment or decrement. In this case, I have taken a program to print a number from 0 to 2 using while loop. So first I have given the initial value, that is I is equals to 0. Then I have given a comment statement that loop will iterate until condition becomes false. And what is the condition? Condition is I less than equals to 2 colon, then print I, this is your body of the loop, which means work you have to done. Then I have given step value, that is I is equals to I plus 1. Output will be 0, 1 and 2. How this output is coming? Let's try to understand this with this diagram. During first iteration, what will happen? First it will take I as 0. Then it will check the condition. That means 0 is less than equal to 2, which is true. It will print I. What is 0? Which is 0. That means it will print 0 as 0 is stored in I. Printing 0, it will add 1 to I. That means now I will become 0 plus 1. That is I will become 1. During second iteration, now I is what? I is 1. Because in the first iteration, after printing the statement I, you have incremented it. Now I have become 1. It will again check the condition. That means I less than equals to 2, which is again true. It will print what? 1 as 1 is stored in I. After printing I, what it will do? It will again increment I. That means I is equal to I plus 1. It will become 1 plus 1 becomes 2. And in third iteration, again the process will follow like this. Now I is 2, it will check the condition, that is 2 less than equals to 2, which is again true. What will be 2? It will print 2 as 2 is stored in I. And after printing it, it will again add 1 to I. And now I will become 3. During fourth iteration, what is I? I is equals to 3. It will check the condition, that is 3 less than equals to 2, which is false. It will come out of your loop. So this program is almost clear to you with the help of this diagram. We will also do the practical part. First I am explaining you the second program. So in this, what I have done, I am printing the letters of a string. String is what? It is a combination of characters. First I am taking I as 0, and in string what I have put? I have kept it in quotes, that means Python. It will be printed as it is. So taking the condition I less than len string 1. What is len? This is length is inbuilt function to evaluate length of a string. That means length is what? P is your 0th item, Y is first, T is second, H is third, O is fourth, and N is your fifth. That means length of the string is this, and it will iterate till the string completes. So what it will print? It will first print your first element, that is P, then Y, then T, then H, then O and N. And in this program, I have tried to calculate the table of a number. So first number I is equals to int. We are going to input a number, that is integer. Then we have to calculate numbers, table of number from 1 to 10. So I have taken first I is 1 because start I have to do 1. Condition means I have to check till 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. That means condition will become I less than equals to 10. Then I have to multiply number into number. So number is first. Suppose I am giving 5. That what will become 5, and then it will multiply with what? With I. Then you will get the calculation, which is number into I. Then after printing it, I am going to increment it. How it is working? Let's do it in the practical part. I have already stored your number, so just we have to check the output First is here I have printed letters in a string. Okay, the program is same as I have explained in the PPT slides. So we will do the execution part. So click here and let's see the result. So it is printing char by char. Alright, PYTHON. This is clear to you. Next question is, next program is, I've already stored. Let's check it. Yeah, this is your numbers from 1 to 10. So let's see the result over here. Yeah, it is printing numbers. First it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 10. Again, if we want to check how this iteration is moving, we can put a input statement here. I have explained this in your for loop. Then save it. Then run it. So in the first iteration it is printing 1 and it is waiting for my input. I am pressing enter. Enter is also calculated as an input statement. Now it is printed 2. Again I am pressing enter. It is printing 3. Now again I am hitting enter. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. That means during each iteration it is repeating what? It is repeating I. Initially its value was 1. It came inside the while loop. It checked it. Condition was true. It printed 1. Then it waits for input. Then I is equals to I plus 1 means 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. It will check the condition, that is 2 less than equals to 10. It will print 2. Likewise, this is working. So let's see the next program, which is the table of a number. So I have inputted a number. Then I is equals to 1 less than equals to 10. So let's see the result over here. So it's asking me for the number. Suppose I have given number 5. It's printing 5 into 1 is equals to 5. Likewise. Again, if you want to see the output, let it be I am giving a number 10. It's printing 10 into 1, 10 into 2. Likewise. So this simple concept is clear to you. Now, second important question is that for which type of iteration is while loop used? In Python, while loop is used to execute a block of statements until a given condition is satisfied. Alright, that means it is the main use. And for what type of iteration? It is used for indefinite iteration. So when the condition becomes false, the line immediately after the loop in the program is executed. When the condition becomes false, it comes out of the while loop. Alright, this is the main concept. So while loop falls under the category of indefinite iteration. So what is indefinite iteration? If the condition is given in the while loop never becomes false, then the loop will never terminate. It will continue to work and it turns into an infinite loop, which is given in an example like this. In this case, what will happen? This type of approach is useful if we want our program to run continuously in the loop without any disturbance. Sometimes there are some cases when we want to move or we want to run our program continuously, means we don't want any sort of disturbance. In that cases, we use this type of loop. In this example, while 1 print this statement, what it will do? It will continuously print this statement because we have not given any termination value. And in this second example also, we have taken var is equals to 1 while var not equals to 2. It will ask for the input because I have given an input standard statement, then we are printing it. I am not given the increment or decrement or how it will move. It will continuously print this. That means indefinite time. Allow us to use the else statement with the while loop also. That means we can use else statement with the while loop. The else clause is executed when the condition given in the while loop becomes false. That means first you will do your part. When the condition of the while loop becomes false, then it will execute the block of your else statement. The statements present after else block will be executed. Alright. This is optional. The else statement is optional to use with the while loop, but I am just giving you the concept that you can use it. In this case, I have taken I is equals to 1 while I less than equals to print I is equals to plus. While loop is completing, I am putting here else. That means After printing what? After printing your statements I 1 2 3 4 5, it will what? It will print what? It will print the while loop exhausted. So let's do the practical part. So let's open this file. This is infinite loop example. What it will do? It's waiting for the value. Suppose I have given 2, it's printing 2. I have given 1, it will print 1. I will give 3, it will print 3. Likewise, it is continuously asking for the number. It will continuously repeat. So this is your infinite loop. And now let's take the next program, that is again where I have used else statement. So let's see the run part. Alright, it's first printing your while loop statements, and when while loop is its condition becomes false, it is coming out of the loop. And what it is, you have typed here, we have given a print else statement, and what it is doing, it is printing this while loop. You should know which loop is better and why. Why is for loop better than the while loop? In this case, you should use for loop when you know how many times the loop should run. Means when you know your iterations limit, then you should use for loop. And when you do not know the condition, or you don't know how many times it's going to run, then you should use while loop. If you want the loop to break based on condition other than the number of time it runs, you should use a while loop. And for loop provides a concise way of writing the loop structure, because everything is written in one statement, wherein while what is done, initialization is before the while loop, then you have given the while statements, then increment, like this. So unlike a while loop, a for statement consumes the initialization, condition and decrement in one line, thereby providing a shorter way and easy to debug the structure of looping. So I think this concept of looping is clear to you. Topic, we are going to talk about nested while and nested for loop. That's all we have with this. Thank you so much.